What's going on, everyone? Nemi here. So today, Summoners War Come to Us has released the SWC 2024 contender notice for this season's gamers. I know that speaking about this might be a little bit divisive for the community, and I know that some people might believe that this is a contentious topic. However, I do believe that in the spirit of competition, I don't think that this situation is okay, and I do quickly want to talk about it. So let's have a quick look at the notice. So obviously we have Summoners War World Arena 2024, and we have a list of the players that have qualified for each region. And in most cases, honestly, all of the players are quite well known. They've been a part of their communities for a very long time, and their accounts are very obvious. Okay. So yeah, all of these are all mostly fine, but I have to scroll down to NA and point a couple things out. So the reason I want to talk about this is because I do believe this is a real problem, and I don't think that in at least SWC, which is, for people that don't know, it's the biggest tournament that the Summoners War community has every single year. It has a pretty decent prize pool attached to it, and it is pretty much the glory of all of the players and the communities around the world combined into one huge event. SWC is the biggest and most important event we have in the year, right? And I don't think the purchase and sale of accounts is good for competition in the long run, right? Because what will happen is people will buy an account, they'll compete, they'll sell the account, someone else will compete. You know the drill, right? And the reason I don't think this is okay from a competitive standpoint is the time that people spend on the account and the journey that they go through with the account is just as valuable as the money spent on the account. I know that people might weight it differently, but I believe that both are a fundamental key to be able to compete at least at the elite level in these kind of competitions. So I'm only going to point out the names I have an issue with. And the first account that I want to talk about, which I think is the biggest offender right now, is Mini Shinny, who qualified in the NA Preliminary 1 bracket. So this account here, which is shown to be located in the US, this was previously owned by a player by the name of Heaven's Royalty. And you can easily find this information by going to the account on quite a few different websites and just pretty much scrolling through the history. Now, this person is a very well-known player, or was a very well-known player in the community. He was very active in quite a lot of things. And as far as we know as the community, and from what he has said so himself, that I'll put on the screen right now, he has sold his account. So if this person who competes under the name of this account turns out to be someone different from the player that we know who this is, I don't think it's okay for Come to Us to allow this account to compete in the SWC 2024 competition. I'm sorry, I just don't think it's okay. I've explained the reasons for it as well, and I'm not going to go over it again. If you have a different opinion, that's fine. There is other information out there. I think it's not very hard to find it. If you want to find it, feel free. I'm not going to link it. I don't want to invade on the privacy, or I don't really need to express any more information to prove a point. Okay. Now, there is one other suspicious account, but I think this is more due to the region. This account is the Ladrillo OS account. Before this guy came back to competing, he was known as Hardbrick, and this was, 2-3 years ago where he last competed. And before that, he was also known as Dog Guy. And you can find videos of his matches in the SWC Legend Tourney online. He also competed in some Chinese online events as well. So one thing that you can kind of look at to suggest that an account has changed owners, right, is that the name will change consistently. Like an account might change its name. The other thing that you can sometimes refer to is that the country of where the account is being played in might change, right? I do think that the performance of the account at a high level is quite relevant to whether or not this account has changed hands. So when this account had won the Legend tourney, or like, sorry, I think it was just qualified for the Legend tourney. After this account struggled to compete at a high rank, even though this account was consistently high rank for many seasons. Like this guy was like high rank for 8 seasons or something before this, and then had a string of really low performances in the game. Now, I'm not saying that this is 100%, without a doubt, this guy is definitely not the original owner of the account. The problem I have with this account is that, combined with the constant name changes, the knowledge that the country has changed a couple times, right? We've seen this guy compete in China quite a few times in online competitions, and the fact that his overall performance in the game has changed quite drastically. It's just a little too suspicious. I'm sorry, to me, it's just a little too suspicious. Okay. I know that I may get a lot of hate about posting something like this, but just keep in mind that I also really love the game and the community. I'm not doing this to spite anyone or to attack Com2uS or anything. My intention is purely to express my opinion that the journey and the time spent on an account is just as valuable as the amount of money spent. And then when it comes to competing in the SWC competitions, I believe that both should be a required, ticket to the tournament. That's all I've got to say for this one, guys. Thanks for watching. Peace.